we've been over this before. You don't have any other option than to claim the throne for yourself. We've known this day would come since you were a mere century old. It's finally time. You can't merely afford to be a prince all your life. As the eldest, it falls upon you to take the responsibility. Come on, you've been preparing for this your whole life, and you've been taught everything you must know. I know you must have thought this day would never come. In your head, things would always continue the way they were for eternity. But that's not the case. And deep down, you know that very well. We can't be afraid of change. In this day and age, we can't afford that. The landscape of this kingdom is changing rapidly once more. We were there to see it for the last time. We were there to watch your father change with it. He couldn't have been much older than you and I back then. Yet, he managed. I don't say that to make some sort of arbitrary comparison between you two. I say it because I know you have the ability to surpass his accomplishments far in excess of what he was able to do. Listen, you've got some time to think things over. The equinox isn't for another month. You know, you've got to be fully mated to accept the role by then. Ultimately, no one can make the decision but you. I won't force the matter any longer. It gets us nowhere. Just remember what role your family plays in the order of things down here. Things may look bleak at the moment, but they can change just as fast. They have before, and they will again. Also, don't forget, you have a team of those loyal to you at your disposal. Don't hesitate to fall back for advice sometimes. A wise leader takes all perspectives into his account and formulates his own. My apologies for bringing this all up so soon after your father's passing. I know it can be rather uncomfortable. He passed much too young. 2 millennia. It's hard to comprehend that both of us aren't too far behind that now. When I first started serving under him, I was so young. It was around that age that we first met at the academy, too. Feels like yesterday to me. I would have never guessed that I'd be an advisor and a knight to my best friend by now, let alone knowing that my best friend was about to become the most important figure in all the underworld. How quickly things change. I'm not complaining, though. We've just got a bit older, and it comes with some more responsibility. As stressful as this job can get sometimes, I just have to keep reminding myself that it's possible to help this world. As much as those around here share their pessimistic beliefs, it can be hard to not let it get to you sometimes. I often find myself getting caught up in that melancholy, but then I have to course correct. We won't get anything done thinking like that. If they think we're wasting our time, then fine, let's waste it. At least we kept trying, and I can die satisfied enough. That's exactly why I like you. We can always find a way to convince one another. Sometimes for mischief, but usually it's positive after all. What do you say we take a bit of a walk? This chamber is a bit too depressing for my taste right now. Glad to hear you agree. After you, my liege. I better start practicing calling you that. You know, speaking as your head knight and soon-to-be advisor, I couldn't be more happy by serving this role. Though the friend in me just wants to see how you'll embarrass yourself at the coronation. Oh, don't be like that. You know you were just the same when I got knighted. Secretly, I've been waiting for my time to get back at you ever since. That's the only real reason why you should be king anyway. Such a quick temper, but only to those closest. Speaking of those closest, did you ever have someone in mind? I mean for the whole equinox thing. It's okay if you'd rather not answer. I know you've always been a bit secretive about that stuff. But it's definitely got a guy curious. Definitely someone quite lucky. That's for sure. What's the matter? You've gone all quiet. You were so talkative just a moment ago. I thought you were just about to mouth off to me about that little jab. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to bring up any bad memories or anything. I just... no. Just thinking. Always lost in space you are. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad to be here with you is all. I'm just glad to be here with you like this. You know, with everything going on recently, it seems we haven't got much time to see each other. And when we have, it's usually just business stuff. But I'm getting sick of all that, to be honest. It makes me glad just to catch up with you for a while like this, you know? If I'm being honest, I kinda missed you, like, actually a lot. Sometimes I still wish things could be less complicated. The days at the academy were really just the best now that I think back on it. Sure, I probably didn't think that at the time, but it was kinda nice not having to worry about running the underworld. Though that's just about all we wanted to do back then. Funny how things shift like that over time. But those are only silly little thoughts. I know it's my duty to step up now. After all, it's all I've been training to do for my entire life. I can't imagine getting all this way and not serving under you. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean for it to sound like I'm trying to force you again. It's just, I don't want to see you leave if you decide not to. You know, I really care about you a lot. Huh? Oh, Red? No, it's just getting kinda hot in here is all. I mean, yeah, I was in the lava pools the other day. Sometimes the air can just get hot like that, you know? Damn, why are you being so pesky all of a sudden? I only said it was hot in here, not that I wanted to kiss you on the lips or anything. Hey, what do you... You know what? I can't believe I was still too nervous to do that. Like I was saying earlier, we always find a way to convince each other. That's just what I needed. Honestly, it's taken me so long to realize it all. You're what I want. I should have just been more honest to begin with, but I had no idea you felt the same. Damn it, you mean we could have spent all this time dating instead? I'm only being dramatic. Now is as good as time as ever. Now get over here. Do you know how long I've been waiting to cuddle you? Not just as a bro. That feels nice. You know, I've always wondered how those legs of yours would feel on me. I'm quite pleasantly surprised. Now, can I finally take the opportunity to tell you how pretty you look? I just want to see your face turn all flush again. It was so cute the first time. Seeing the big tough demon lord turn into jelly with only my words. Only for me, though. Such a sweet thing. I'm just so glad that we finally understand each other. I don't think I've ever felt this much relief in a single sitting, to be honest. All those nights worrying about if you'd feel the same, only to find out there wasn't anything to be worried about after all. So is life, I suppose. Honestly, this night might be even better than when we were still at the academy. At least we finally know the truth now. And we're free to go about it however we please. You know, when we were talking about you ascending to the throne and all, you paused at the whole find a mate part. Did you really have no one in mind? Because it seems to me that you want to get something else off your mind as well. So go on, let's hear it out. We already know what each other want now anyway. So is that an invitation to rule the underworld together? Because it sure sounds like it. Just don't forget who will really be calling the shots. No, the teasing is never going to stop. That much I can promise. But I know you'd never get sick of it. Always a sucker for some personal attention you are. Now you'll be getting all of that from me. Pull that pretty face closer. I've always wanted to give it a nice gentle feel. Just think of it as a massage. It's adorable watching you struggle to keep a still expression. I know that feels good. Come on, let's see a nice smile. Oh, how cute. That's just how I like seeing you. Good boy. Don't worry. No one will walk in on us here. Whoever comes up to this observation deck but us, anyway. Honestly, I doubt this little arrangement between us will be a shock to anyone. I mean, with the way we've been acting around each other recently. Never mind any of that. I just want to focus on you for tonight. I want to live out everything we've ever dreamed of. I think it's more than time for that, wouldn't you say? Yes, dear. So glad to hear that. Lay right down on the couch. I want to see you all nice and relaxed now. Don't worry about anything. I'll be taking care of you from now on. You know that part in the Batman movie where he goes like, suck 'em a cock. Oh shit. God damn it, I opened Steam. What the hell's wrong with me? Alright.